When I first got here, I was on the streets and I was like homeless, living in my car. And I found out that I do have the cancer in the liver, and it was growing quite a bit. Didn't know I ever had it. I was recommended by a friend to speak with Caroline Owens. She ended up making sure that I had a place to stay, which got me off of the streets, and I was housed from here to there. And it was started with number one. She was just there.
It's such a wonderful thing to be able to make a bit of a difference. And I love the work that I do, and I love trying to find resources for people and trying to make a difference in their lives. You know, having cancer is a rough road. And, you know, just being there to help people, you know, to get to their treatment is really, really important. The emergency fund was started when we realized that it's hard to put people's needs in categories. Can you imagine having cancer and you're being sick and not working, and suddenly here you're going to be homeless as well?
Well, I tell you, when you got cancer, you're not supposed to stress, and how can you not stress when you have your own place? I couldn't work. I was in so much pain in my cesium. My kidneys were hurting, my back was hurting, everything. And I couldn't work. But they directed me wherever I needed to go, though. The Cancer Foundation. And they helped me, like I said, money-wise, they helped me out. They had enough gas to drive over 500 miles one way.
No matter how strong they are physically, emotionally, or spiritually, there are very few people who at that point couldn't use a little help. The good news, the Cancer Foundation, providing that help is the singular reason for their existence.
It was started by a group of oncologists who realized that many of their patients were not receiving care because they weren't able to get to their appointments and were not able to follow through because of those kinds of barriers.
As a physician and as a member of the cancer care team, we all benefited almost immediately from the foundation's activities because we no longer had to worry about how our patients were going to get in. Are they going to come in? Are they going to have a place to stay? We were able to do our job in a much more effective, supportive way because we didn't have to worry as much about some of these other stressors in our patients' lives. Certainly not without stress, but with less stress.
A friend suggested I ask because she had had cancer before, and they've helped in so many ways. They've really taken care of what the ancillary parts of things, like accommodations, like gas, like help buying groceries, and also enabling me to stay in a little sort of hostel here that has some rooms available for cancer patients, so I didn't have to get up at 4, 5, and 6 in the morning to get here. That's really a great thing. When you're dealing with cancer, you're dealing with all the nonsense, and you just don't have much wherewithal to deal with much of anything else. So wonderfully helpful, wonderfully kind, and I am truly very grateful.
If in any small measure can help those people, it's an honor and a privilege to be able to do so.
This need is not going to go away. I mean, it would be great if it did, but that's not too likely. And until it does, I would like to think that there are enough people who are as engaged and as focused on supporting patients that we'll be able to sort of keep the foundation going, not only in our lifetime, but afterwards, for as long as necessary.
And ask and you shall receive, like God said, and seek and you will find. And these people are beautiful. And knock on their door and they'll open. That's the truth.
Well, yeah, they've helped me out. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here. I'm still in need of a lot of stuff, but I don't like asking for stuff.
The whole thing has actually been as positive an experience as you can have when you're dealing with a deadly disease, a stressful, deadly disease.
For these last 20 years, the foundation has been able to impact communities throughout the entire northern part of the state. And I think a lot of times people forget that a little bit of help each year makes an enormous difference. It's really a group of friends and neighbors coming together to help other friends and neighbors. And that's really what the Cancer Foundation for New Mexico is about.